Hi, I'm Christine Tizzard. I'm the three-way chef, and today we're going to do one of my favorite ingredients. We're going to do frozen wild blueberries, something that I always have in my freezer. And I was lucky enough to talk to the Wild Blueberry Federation of North America, and they sent me all these beautiful frozen wild blueberries, which I'm going to show you 3 really easy ways to use up those wild blueberries all year long. First recipe I'm going to show you is an easy wild blueberry overnight oatmeal. So I'm going to start with a bowl. We're going to get a half cup of these beautiful frozen wild blueberries. I'm going to throw them in my bowl. The thing about these is that I'm using them frozen right now, but as they thaw out, they're going to start releasing those juices, and the oats are going to soak up those juices. I'm going to add my oats. So these are large flake rolled oats. You can use gluten-free too to keep all this gluten-free, which is great. So I'm going to throw those in. I'm going to add some seeds, a combination of pumpkin, hemp seeds, just adding a little bit more nutritional value. I'm going to add a little bit of sweetener, so I have my maple syrup here. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons. So this is enough for, say, 2 small servings or 1 substantial serving in the morning. And I'm going to use a milk of choice. So my milk of choice today is almond milk. And that's 2/3 of a cup. We'll mix this all together, and it's a perfect grab and go breakfast. So let's just get these into my little mason jars. We can pour that nice blueberry colored almond milk right over top. Seal them up, put them in the fridge, and tomorrow morning I have my instant breakfast. Perfect. And just to show you, this is one that I did yesterday. Yes, the oats are like cooked through magically overnight. Try this, see what it tastes like. The wild blueberries are just bursting with flavor. It's perfect. My second recipe is a fresh wild blueberry chia jam. I mean, I love making jams, but jam making is definitely a process. So this jam is really quick and easy to make and will last in your fridge up to 2 weeks. I'm going to start with 3 cups of frozen wild blueberries. Everyone hears about how good wild blueberries are for you. I mean, I'm hearing more and more how it helps prevent Alzheimer's, it helps with your brain functioning, it's great for urinary tract infections, they're pretty much well great for everything, so there's no excuse not to be eating them all the time. I'm gonna do my lemon. Always zest your lemon before cutting into it. It just makes zesting a whole lot easier. And then we'll juice our lemon. So we'll add the juice of half a lemon. Ginger. This is like a 1-inch knob, which I'm just going to grate over top. It's going to add a little perky spice, I guess you could call it, to it. We'll add a little bit of sweetener, some maple syrup, a splash, and another one of my favorite ingredients, these beautiful little vanilla beans. I'm going to show you how to use these. They come in these pods. I'm just going to cut it in half. I'm going to slice it down the middle, and I like to kind of open them up a little bit and then scrape those seeds out. Those seeds are magic. And I'm even going to put this vanilla bean right in there. I'm going to get the seeds right in there. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to get this on the stove. I'm going to crank it up to a nice high heat, just because I want to get it boiling. And once that starts to boil, I'm going to turn it down to a simmer, and it's going to start releasing all those beautiful blueberry juices. I'm going to let it go for about 5 minutes. So this is one that I started earlier, and the juices have reduced by half, but I still have that really runny blueberry syrup. These chias are actually going to swell in this mixture, I'm just gonna let them cook for about a minute. They're gonna start absorbing all the beautiful blueberry juice, and then our jam is done. So this is quite possibly the healthiest jam you can make. I mean, we have the ginger in there, the chia seeds, the wild blueberries, hardly any sugar. It took, what, 5 minutes to make? I'm gonna taste it. Just let it cool slightly before you bottle it up. And the lemon and the vanilla bean. This would be great smothered on a fresh croissant or some toast in the morning. Some granola, some yogurt. And there you go. Easy and so good for you. I can't do a video about wild blueberries without doing some sort of wild blueberry cake. So this is a wild blueberry lemon seed loaf, and very easy method. We're gonna combine a bunch of wet ingredients together, a bunch of dry ingredients together, mix them all up and throw them in a loaf pan. So I'm gonna start with my 1 cup of milk. Once again, I'm just gonna use almond milk, and to that I'm gonna add applesauce, which is gonna add some sweetness, also gonna help make this cake really nice and dense. I'm gonna use honey as a sweetener. You could also make this cake vegan if you wanted to and use maple syrup, because I'm not even gonna be using any eggs or butter in this recipe. So I have my honey, add my little bit of vanilla extract, my melted coconut oil. It's gonna add also some really great flavor. And to my wet ingredients, now I'm gonna add all of my seeds. So I have ground flax, I have chia. That's gonna be the replacement for our eggs. Just gonna mix that up. This is ground pumpkin, hemp, sesame. It's gonna add some really nice texture to our loaf. And then our lemon, so the zest of a lemon. And then we'll juice the lemon as well. So we'll add our lemon juice. There's just something magical about that combination of lemon and blueberries together. So I'm just gonna set this aside for a minute while I mix up my dry ingredients. So here, I'm gonna use spelt flour. You could use regular flour. You could use gluten-free flour if you want as well. And we'll add our baking soda and baking powder. It's gonna help it rise. I'm gonna add cardamom. It's just gonna add a little bit of an interesting flavor, some floral notes. And just mix all of that together. Put our dry into our wet. So we'll just stir this until it's just combined, and then our last ingredient to add is our frozen wild blueberries, which I have to get out of the freezer. So the trick to putting frozen blueberries in a cake is I'm going to dust them in a little bit of flour first. So take them right out of the freezer. You want them nice and frozen when you add them to the cake. If you thawed them out first, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get more of like a streaky blue mixture instead of little studs of blueberries throughout. And dusting them in a little bit of flour first also helps them not all sink to the bottom. It's a trick my mom taught me. And we'll put them in. I'm going to fold in my wild blueberries. And the thing I realized the other day was that, okay, so blueberries are wild, right? Which means they haven't been planted, they haven't been farmed, I guess. In which case, they must have, over all of these years, built up a resistance to nature. So it makes sense that we should be eating more wild food because it's stronger, it's healthier, and we want to be eating those ingredients to make ourselves stronger and healthier. So that's all done. I'm gonna get my loaf pan, which I lined with parchment. You could also grease it, really easy. Throw it in, and I've preheated my oven to 350. And we'll bake this until it's done. I don't know, 45 minutes, check it. Could take up to 50 minutes as well. What you want to do is for like a cake tester or a skewer to come out clean. So I'm going to pop this in the oven. So make sure you take the clips off before you put it in the oven. The reason why I put these little clips here is because I find when I put the parchment on, it like moves around and it's really annoying. So I put the clips on to hold the parchment in place while I put the batter in, and then I have to remember to take the clips off before I put it back in the oven. So there you have it, 3 easy ways to use up frozen wild blueberries. If you like what you see, subscribe, comment. If you have any recipes or ingredients you want me to try 3 ways, let me know, and keep that freezer stocked with wild blueberries so you can enjoy them all year round.